It's terrifying that when the boundaries exist. When you are part of the whole, what are you going to be fear of? If you are a whole, what is there to fear of? Only you fear of when you are not whole. So as long as two exist, you cannot avoid fear. So the purpose is how to rise above the dualities. And this can be explained in a negative manner only. Because if you say one, then the idea of two will come in your mind. You cannot avoid to have an idea of two when you say yes, one. So positively, you cannot describe it. If I want to talk about what is this cup, if you ask what is this cup, instead of saying that this is a cup, Vedanta use a technique which is called neti neti. Another important word. Neti neti means not this, not this. It's a very gentle and a very mature way of teaching. You know why? Because if I say to you that this is a cup, if you ask what is the cup, and I say this is a cup, then you are definitely going to ask in your mind, because there are so many other items on the desk, right? Your mind is going to ask why a lamp is not a cup, why a box is not a cup, why a candle is not a cup, why a paper is not a cup.
What is that?
So wait, so teacher's job is, Vedantic's way says that you see this paper, this is not a cup. You see this lamp, this is not a cup. You see this box, this is not a cup. So they will go item by item, every item other than cup, and say these are not the cup. So whatever is left, it will be your experiential realization. Oh, this is cup. And you will have no questions left. It is a clear aspect of your mind clarity. So, in translating in a Vedantic language, is when you ask, who am I? Vedantic scriptures are never going to tell you who you are. It is only going to tell you what you are not. And what is left will be your, say it please, experience, realization. It will be your realization. And no question, no doubt will exist. When you have a realization that this is a cup, it is a clear that this is a cup. If I ask you, is this is a cup, and you say this is a cup, are you thinking that this is a cup, or you are clear that this is a cup? You need a coffee or something to wake up? So this is a cup, it is a clear, right? Thinking is only required when you are not clear. When you are clear, when you have realization, thinking is unnecessary. All thinking means questions. Thinkings are not a big deal. The goal is clarity. Remember, I'm not boycotting anything. I'm not boycotting feelings, I'm not boycotting thinking, but I'm just saying they have their placement. They have a use. But they are not the master of your soul.
So how do you spell that, whatever that word, expression or word?
Neti neti.
Neti neti. 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 Neti neti. Not this, not this.
So neti pot is
No.
this pot?
No. Sanskrit is a very, we think English is very difficult language. Sanskrit is more confusing. A word can have 40 different meanings, depending on how it is being used. And remember, this is not a class about how much information you're going to get. This is a class about how much impetus you're going to get so that your life will dramatically change. So I'm not going to teach you Sanskrit here. I'm not going to talk about a traditional way of teaching Vedanta. This is why I want to record this class so it can go also on YouTube and most people can see, because if you Google Vedanta, you'll find such a boring lectures that you will have to puke. And I've really taken my fingers and did many times. No, just kidding. But the point is that they follow 10,000 years old tradition and they have not changed the way of translating it in 10,000 years. They exactly translate exactly the same way. They are parrots. And we don't want to do anything at any cost to be part of the herd mentality, whatever the price I have to pay. So it is on a intuitive basis, and even with Wade has taken it, he will find every class is going to be different than the last time. The discussion is going to be different entirely. So non-attachment is a harder thing to really understand. You can understand your attachments, but do you know that a life of a man, when I use the word you, I'm talking about generalization. It's not you. Okay, so nothing personal here. If I have to pick personal, I will pick personal. But right now it is generalization. So attachment is easier to see. How mankind is non-attached. On what ground? Again, fear plays a very significant role. For non-attachment, also fear plays a very significant role. We escape. Attachment is clinging. Non-attachment is escapism. Non-attachment is denial. Non-attachment is running away. When you do not face the problems in your life, it doesn't mean that problems goes away. It only means that problem is going to escalate while you are burying your head under the sand, and also your ability to experience that problem is going to decrease. That is the definition of non-attachment. Most people do not enter into experience because they are afraid. They are fearful. So they run away from that experience. That doesn't mean that experience is not going to fall into their life again. And these 5 reasons are the main reasons for our suffering. That is the first reason, first part of the Vedanta class, that why do we have to study? Because we cannot live a shitty life. Because we cannot live in this nightmare. That's the reason we have to study. That's the reason we have to find. That's the reason we have to discover. There is only one goal. I do not accept a life in a dream. I need to wake up. It doesn't matter what you do when you are dreaming. You can dream that you're a princess. Or you can dream that you're a beggar. Does it make a difference? It makes no difference because it's not real. It's dream. You can dream that you're a virtuous and righteous man, and you can dream that you're full of vice and your behaviors are difficult behaviors. Does it make a difference? It doesn't make a difference because it's not real. It is just a dream. So Vedanta does not want you to change your behavior. Vedanta wants you to be awake. And when you are awake, your behavior is going to be automatically changed. When you are awake, you cannot behave anything but what is conducive for our growth, for the health of the whole. A perfection will prevail from life. You don't have to decide, you don't have to choose, oh my God, I have to choose this. No, it is a right behavior. Remember, every time when you are doing things against your nature, you have to be unaware. You cannot be angry and aware at the same time. You become angry because you are so unaware of yourself. Take any vices and replace it with anger. So the Vedantic teaching is not about changing your behavior, not about giving you a commandment, do this, don't do this. It is not going to talk in the language of commandments. Because it's a childish language. You're not children. Children are supposed to hear, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed not to do? If you want to hear that kind of a language, be a child. Then there will be parents who will play that role. Vedanta requires some kind of